Single mothers raise suicidal children. Let's look at the stats. 63% of all youth suicides come from single mother homes. 71% of all high school dropouts come from single mother homes. And a whopping 90% of all homeless and runaway children come from single mother homes. No, you are not empowered.
I'm going to make a reply video to this.
Your children are at an epic disadvantage. Single mothers raise suicidal children. Let's look at the stats.
Whoa, big guy. Let me just stop you there for one little second. Being a parent is one of the toughest jobs in the world, but let me tell you something, I'm a dad of two. And when I get to go to work in the morning, as much as I love my kids, that is a break. So imagine being a mother or even a full-time mom. They must go out of their brains, because when I'm left with the kids for one day on my own, I want to pull every single hair out one by one with a fucking eyebrow plucker. The job's a blessing, but it's also a pain in the ass. Also, we need to take into consideration here, is the dad even being involved in the life of the child? Or has the mum just completely cut the dad off? Or has the dad completely cut off? Like, you can't just pin it all on the mother. I'm guessing you haven't got kids. I'm guessing you've got daddy issues or mummy issues, but you need to take a break.
Single mothers raise suicidal children.
I received a comment on one of my videos the other day, basically praising the way that I can maintain respectful and articulate when I see someone.
Single mothers raise
super cool kids and also just try their darndest. Shouts out to all single moms.
This gentleman comes across as very fucking entitled. That would be offensive to all the entitled people that I know, because even they're not that fucking disrespectful. You will never know what it's like to be a single mum. Educate yourself and understand that some women are single mums because they chose to keep their children and themselves safe, or because they don't want to give their children a false representation of what love is. There's hundreds of reasons. For whatever reason, our single mums shouldn't have to feel like they need to justify themselves to you. I'm going to break it down for you very clearly, woman to arsehole. Do not ever generalise or disrespect our single mums. Every single child in my family comes from a single mum, and spoiler alert, the kids are fine. I actually see the blood, sweat and tears that went into raising them children. Single mums are not a statistic, alright? They're superheroes and they're doing a great job.
The sheer lack of accountability some of you women have is astounding.
So you believe that we should hold the women accountable who go through excruciating childbirth and then care for said child. We should hold them accountable for being a horrible person, and not hold the father accountable for leaving said mother and child. Yeah, you lost me. Next time, it'll be faster and easier for you to just hold your hands up and say, I'm a twat.
Young man, if you are raised by a single mum, you are...
Okay, first you want to come for women and how they don't deserve equality in a marriage, and how they're attention whores, and how you should do this in a marriage and you should do that in a marriage when you've been divorced 2 fucking times. But now you also want to make every divorced mum and every single mum parent that's trying to raise her children that come across your video feel more like shit for not being able to be completely there for their children, which gender they are. And now you want to make them feel like shit that their child does not have a father. Now they need to get told that their sons are going to be too feminine because they don't have a father. How fucking dare you judge others when you're not perfect yourself? You've been divorced 2 fucking times. You're a disgusting human being. Get the fuck over yourself. You're striving over this.
No, you are not empowered being a single mother.
Bonsoir. To appel. Nosy little rat bastard.
No, you are not empowered being a single mother.
This you?
I've been arrested and prosecuted for domestic abuse. Just so we're clear, that means I beat my wife.
Single mothers raise suicidal children.
And traditional families like yours raise failures like you. Trust me when I say I can pinpoint the sexist and the racist in the room. Here is why he's sexist. These are the exact stats that he used. You can pause. Those were single parent household, not single mom, single parents, which include dads as well. But he chose to attack single mothers. And now, why is he racist? Nearly half of black families are led by unmarried single mothers, compared to 1/6 of white families. The incarceration of black men actually guarantees the shortage of men. So your failure to criticize the system and your pride to talk about your traditional family structure without thinking about other races makes you an ignorant and a racist. Aside from that, why aren't you criticizing your fellow men who made single mothers be single mothers? Single mothers in general raise better kids with better skills, including communication skill and emotional support. They are the backbone of the society and the strongest people you will ever meet. Don't ever come for them. Instead, read an article.
Empowered being a single mother. Yes, your children are at an epic disadvantage.
I've made time. Now, darling, let me start off by saying that I did go double-check your sources. And although I did find exactly what you were referencing, I noticed that you changed the title of those statistics to better fit your narrative. Allow me to adjust that for you. It states that those percentages are due to a fatherless home. There's a difference. Allow me to explain. What that tells me is there's a group of men out there that do not want to own up to their responsibilities. It means their priorities and their morals are all in shambles. Coming on a social platform to try and attack a woman because she decided not to give up on her child, that she decided to take on the roles of both parental parties, is literally the embodiment of empowered. Next time you want to use statistics, make sure you report it exactly how it's stated. I mean, it is public knowledge. Anyone can go look for themselves. It was a very, very cute attempt, though. Good day.
Single mothers raise suicidal children.
Being somebody that's been brought up by a single mother and has had suicidal thoughts, I can tell you, you're chatting absolute waffle. A lot of my own mental health issues have stemmed from my father leaving me when I was 4 months old. My mum has been the main thing that has kept me around. Don't try and say that these single mothers aren't empowered, because they are. They have to raise this child on their own, because the piece of shit men like yourself leave for whatever reason. We all know with you, it's because you domestically abused your wife and one of your children, which you've openly admitted. Stop projecting and blaming the mother when it's actually people like you's fault. That's the reason why they don't want you to be part of the child's life. They're better off without dads like you. My dad was abusive and I'm so glad that he fucked off, because honestly, I would have been way more fucked up if he was in my life. So be quiet and stop talking on topics that you have no idea what you're talking about. You fucking clown.
Women don't need men.
Women can do anything a man can do, and if you're threatened by that fact, the only piece of advice I have for you is that insecurity is a really unattractive trait, and it's probably the next gene to be bred out. It's probably right behind that gene that was supposed to give you a full beard, because that's definitely gone. First of all, this country would have started off 10 times better if Abigail Adams had been at the Constitutional Convention instead of her husband. That Empress was ahead of her time on slavery, civil rights, and women's rights. So when people tell me that the Founding Fathers were great for their time, maybe if they would have listened to the Founding Mothers, they would have been great for all times. If you haven't read up on her, I would suggest it. Before RBG or SBA, Susan B. Anthony, we had ASA, Abigail Smith Adams. To your other points, women are programmers and women are soldiers. I have friends in every branch of the military, and those women have more big dick energy than the cavalry. I'm talking riders and horses combined. But from what I can see, you're not in the military or a programmer, so you're appropriating other people's accomplishments to fill the void of your own insignificance. Part 2.
Single mothers raise suicidal children.
Bit of a twat, ain't you, really? I see, I didn't want to look like a twat, so I looked up the stats, and you are right. But that just goes to show that stats don't mean shit. I'm still here, my dad's not. Single mums ain't empowering, shut. Everybody say it with me. Pussy hole.
Single mothers raise suicidal children. Let's look at...
Now, I'm one lucky fucking son of a bitch. My parents are still together and they've never separated for any fucking reason known to Earth. This has not stopped any of my siblings developing mental health problems, including me. And it's not even like I'm an anomaly. I have friends that have parents together, parents apart, parents in new relationships, and we're all as fucked up as each other. And you know what? I think that's beautiful.